ACC say Scorpion Squad be get for go into action today. When at the 2nd day of June 2022. And when they go into action, they arrest 11 students them. Would it take the Mathematics WASSC Examination? And say now us. And they then go hold them. They arrest them. 11 students. Salon. When this news broke today, a lot of people get issue already with ACC. Because one, then things say ACC left politicians them and they run at students and teachers them. Two, then things say ACC left the one that with the fake degrees them as Dr. John Idris Lahai they expose and it chase after the students them. Okay. Fair enough. So we for ignore say the students and they do it in bad. So because ACC not go after fake degree holders, because ACC not go after the politicians them, rather than for left they want they just because they left the politicians them. Now that they try for say. There is a saying. It is sad enough for before ACC. Enough for before ACC. But then say, Usai crab able na the bets. ACC able the teachers and the students them. So as long as he get for do with the students and teachers them, Scorpio Squad, they show their strength and might. That is true. But again, even though ACC, they do it in, they do them. Even though they do it, they do they expose them, catch them. They not stop. They don't stop. So, is it the new trend? Now the way of life that one day now for make exams in Sierra Leone? This conversation, don't they go on now where people and they feel to say, for somebody for go university, for somebody for there are other things that more they need for add and not for just tied to this exam. Because waiting do, it's like for the students and now do or die. And because of waiting they happen right now at the education arena, students, teachers, principals, head teachers, like everybody, they try to get their hand dirty. Few people, they try to forget their hand clean. For me, Tripoli, for me, I don't think, see, because ACC turned blind eye to politician, because ACC turned blind eye to the one them we get fake degrees, so then for turn blind eye back to the teachers them. It's shame on ACC that even something like this way good gets distorted because waiting do, then choose for the cherry pick situation where then go step in. That's the issue right here. Because today, the police boss, well, don't say get fake degree, but he did it. We go to parliament, the clerk, he did it. We know all the few people there now where Dr. John Idris Lai in the expose. The Minister of Agriculture is there. You go say Triple, wait. Parliament stay on this issue. I make the last thing I talk say. Honorable Dr. Kande Koleyum Kelawo then put in charge of that committee. We still they wait for him. We still they wait for him. That's why the last time the honorable be the other honorable from Kono be the try for say no the independent honorable, not the one from Kono, be the try for say let them put a time frame. Let we see this thing kind of parliament able to forgive their own verdict on this fake degree business. Since ACC they make like say they don't understand, or as per waiting the commissioner be don't tell we for say it is out of your own reach. Not so tell the thing reach BBC, not so you say. But at the end of the day, then be tell themselves for investigate themselves with audits. For audits, then all the certificate then they come back to ACC. How many people don't do them? How many people don't come back to ACC? But not so because of that, we fulfill to say, students them. Students them. Hey. Students them were for study. How we want salon for go before first tomorrow say first. We go don't go now. They will get for left gay. The one them, the one them we say they study. Look how the country dey. Look how the country do. The one that we say they study. Let alone, let alone the one that they cheat now. We go on for rule tomorrow. Or is it say because this thing not go on forever, but ACC fans say na yanda na their own stronghold. As long as you get for do with teachers and students, na ACC stronghold that one day. Just scratch no more the Scorpions because say, hey, one host they under students then did it. Then they partake the exam. And they tell you go know what they call Scorpio squad. Go catch them. Say yanda one politician they can do dabaru business. And then they go tell you say they need more evidence. More evidence than ACC need. Even whistleblower. What's left where ACC know they ask for? How many times people don't go on social media, they talk to them. Sunday, ACC go chase after them. Sunday, they go pretend like say they don't see. If they pretend like say they don't see, then go tell you say they not count to them. But if they see, then go say they see on social media. Hey, the political party there, then they boast of stronghold. Say, yeah, now we use stronghold that one day. Or in case you don't know, the teachers and the students in a ACC use stronghold. And they use stronghold that one day. But that one they stop them? That one they stop them? No! The people are still doing it. They still they do them. And ACC, people then go always they come at Tuna because they think to say, una they cherry pick. Corruption na corruption. But let's talk to go no more. Integrity day of short supply na salon. integrity. Idea of short supply. So even the institution where for help instill stuff then like that one day, then self they miss integrity. Then self. Not so. Because for pollution, they don't accept two side and put them. They don't accept two side and put them. Police, where you say, waiting they go on, when they take a bribe, then check out the evidence. So then they don't accept. They don't accept say they own anything una talk, well, it's up to una. Just imagine how many of them can tear for cheat that was scared. They gone all over the country. The 11 people that were engaged, that's just the unfortunate one them. Even though when news don't go say they don't catch 11, other people are still in our host continue. They do what they do. Then continue they do what they do. And this not of a new phenomenon. No. That's a new phenomenon. It has been there. People cheating on exam. The only thing now, ACC get stronghold. That's it. So as they tell them, they're ready because then say for make news. Even though with this, then they expect say people and go come on board and say, oh, ACC don't do well. People and still they come at then say, una the pick. Una the pick. That is true. Then they pick. But again, is it right for the students for doing thing that they do? Again, Sierra Leoneans them. I know it's hard for us to speak with one voice, but there's a way we all for able get hold of one context. There's a way we all for get hold of one context. Say, you know what? A, yes, na A. Even though you can get A to the square, even though you get triple A, but A na A. Because somehow, ACC now they look like if I say, oh, now they condone this kind of thing inside education. Change the system of education by introducing a lot of free materials so the students then go be prepared for take their exam. But internet for even search, then source they not available. When in check quality teachers them, they're not available. So no need for blame the students them. Choose in favor Christian. No, we still got for blame the students them. Me, I they blame them. I they blame them. You know for cheat. You company study, but you want find shortcut because you get money. Because then cheat they pay for it. Some man are with somebody. Some man are cash. They do pay for it. And I syndicate. How long we go they do the thing? How long? How long? Yeah. Please let for use the stronghold. No stronghold no day for fight against justice. This is not a political fight or APC SLPP stronghold fight business. This is a corruption fight. And there must not get any boundaries. Not support ACC with the stronghold talk. ACC don't ever talk about stronghold. Salu. Me talk among. Because I say, Usai crab able na the debate. I not condone ACC for turn blind eye to the political people them and turn blind eye to the one that with the fake degrees. No, I not condone them. But what I'm saying, now wait here they see. But again, then for left the students there, because they not go for the big one there, so then for left the small one there. Corruption are corruption. Corruption are corruption, period. So even the one them where they fed corruption, they self lack integrity. They self lack integrity. How much free libraries they wouldn't get now the country? I wish most of the educational leaders then vote for them. Instead of it please the president for appoint A, B, and C. Says chosen favor. When it came to ACC. ACC, you need to see. On a des see, hein? Okay. Which SLPP minister or politician where you don't see their name and shame publicly since the SLPP come na office? I know they support the act of malpractice, so. But to me, I don't see any integrity by ACC. And so Sylvester BC say. Alassane say, mo, na chief minister. Thief beaucoup money. Chief minister thief? Who's one by the chief minister there? He said nobody no cough. Who's one by the chief minister there? No say that true gets now. Alassane be say the act. He say what to? But there, the principal, then be arrest the principal, then be arrest himself. Zakaria contain say, he say ACC, but do ya? They don't become agency for injustice. Then they protect the ruling cabal, and then they suppress the powerless them. This whole thing of fighting corruption, he say when you look campaign, it's all like a ridicule and insult to win intelligence. Because then they spare but corrupt people away in high places with them fake degrees. They want to forge receipt. But then they go after the poorly paid teachers and the worst students them. And they feel sorry. Fati say when check and find na selective commissioner now we get. I believe say me AAA what he make a day in with the teachers strike, because that's the only time where the one in authority go able to understand. But that argument will be there they say because they need to pay teacher better. So they make teacher they do all the worst things they want enough for do to students them, like taking bribes and all these things. That one they not to. That one they not correct. They not correct. At all not. But now, when the teacher they always speak with one voice, they go into strike action. Say if we not address A, B, and C, we they go into strike action. That's the good thing. Then go reward by force. But for do the opposite, say because they know they pay you fine. Okay. This not the term for the free quality education. Education. The free, you go say, oh, this not the term for pay school fee, government pay school fee. The quality, the one they move for deliver. Well, every day then they strike. We get people them we feel to say, because the system is uneven, now they then go try for make their own. I didn't go try for make their own. And this is not right. It's not right. salon. What you go on for show we picking in tomorrow? No, seriously though. What really we go on for show we picking in tomorrow? Bokupa we order na the diaspora. We ready and willing for donate land in material them if the country open to libraries and make education material available for all. ACC versus students, Italy, Russia, and Ukraine. Left the students them do ya and go after the people them. We make the students then they cheat because now they make the material available. The word quality, well, it's subjective, or says fatty. Because according to the Minister of Basic Education, and so he been talk. So for left the students them and go after the one them we make the material available. So if the one that we make available not be get students there, the final consumer are the students. Now because the students they available, now I make we talk about this today. He's sorry, Salu say. He said because the teacher them, where they know they pay them better, poorly paid teachers, then go humiliate them, then go arrest them. Why the powerful one them? Then they left them. Let them the buga. Yeah, buga for corruption. Because now in the trend in music now. So this is entirely wrong. There is no natural justice if the rich and the poor person not face justice at the same time. They're supposed to arrest the principal of the school and all the invigilators then we conduct the exam. Okay, well make you understand now, yeah? ACC Scorpion Squad raid and arrest 11 students them where them be they take the Mathematics WASSC Examination now os of the proprietor we get the school. You hear it, The person we get the school now in us then go take the exam. The proprietor near in us na the pure water. No, wait. So the proprietor okay, now the pure water. So the principal, they say na be the coordinator. He import student from Jala University for can write the exam for the picking them. So ACC, una not tell we if una arrest the proprietor. Una not tell we if una arrest the principal. Una say na him bring come the student from Jala. So even the student from Jala, na him be the whistleblower, or himself una arrest them. Una just say 11 students them. So the way we get the school and the principal he imports. Yeah. Hey, now special package delivery Hindu from Jala University. He counts the math student for can write the exam for assist the students them. $11 students. So now all 11 students they wanna be meeting so run. Or una get for break and down for we down the road. This not just a summary now una give me. Una give a summary say na 11 students una arrest. How much students be did in 11 or them be pass? The person will get the school. Na near in house. Una arrest himself. When I say the principal, he pull person straight from Jala, Kawita, for can help for write the exam for the student. Una arrest himself. Or the person from Jala, na the whistleblower. Okay. Mamadou Bailo Balde say, in fact, Jala self them for investigate them and arrest the principal. Hey! I never arrest the principal la Jala. So you want to say the principal la Jala that he send him best university math student? James Masuba they ask, wait on a near in house on a inside house. They say near in house. Then catch them. Huh. Okay, on a help member. ACC Scorpio Squad raid and arrest 11 school picking them will be they take the Mathematics WASSC Examination in the house. In the house of the way we get the school. And the house then near the school. You don't understand now? Inside the house of the person we get the school, but in house back now they far from the school. So sometimes then they do them by turn. Because sometimes the house small. So then they take first 12 or 15, 20 on a car right first. Una do una go. Una go submit yanda. Oh no, then they go the paper safe again because when they done, then count other one then back. So they not get examination supervisors. They not get. They not get. They're supposed to get supervisors there now. Wait for they go to different centers them for see. Or sometimes they go say the pikin are absent. How do they do it? Because there's some lapses then they back where sometimes they cause make them get guts for they do the entire. Because if 20 pikin for can sit, then supposed to get away. Mr. Minister, I mean, you not only the digital man, the data man. Because if 20 people for the inside this classroom they sit, then only 10 day, but at the end of the day, they submit 20 paper. Then how do we get around this one? Abib Jallo King say, Mr. Coordinator, sir. Hey, Tigibule. All right. Maybe Abib in New Year. I'll give you a pass. ACC one stop corruption examination. If they want for stop corruption inside examination, make them pay the teachers them well and give them the monthly allowance. Clean and ACC, they get 5 million loans and good allowance. Teachers on the other hand, then they get 1 million loan or 1.5 million loans per month with no allowance. And then they talk about Benkefala when they get over 70 million per month with very good allowance. What do you expect the teachers them for do? Jalao, Waeko, principal of the school, the owner of the house, they all them for investigate there. Yeah, Mamadou. What do you hear? Fatsu say, he say if they were they also na big man picking them. Above case. He said, but wait, so why ACC not they arrest fake degree holders them? Safia to say, well, if the owner of the school, you don't see any problem to that if the school is close to use. No, not to that deal. If Dominion qualifications, ACC no investigating, why make them for go after the youth them? Because they self-defend other means for acquire qualification. Make them get chance for get the same position with the other one than they. Oh Lord. A bad for do them can't. Education don't well na the country. Jalo Osman say the WASSC paper we insi na benkefala in Facebook page. And up to day 2. The date we did in May 2020. Zitoram, the information is totally misleading and foolish. The WASSC system, therefore modernize it now, but this is not the 21st century. Choose and favor, they say. And for protect the system, and then for try for go paperless, and then use camera. Now all the centers them. Even if ACC not catch them students here, says Ayotilo, then students here, then for just go as normal and then go graduate with little or nothing na their aid, and later they find themselves in a position where they're not able to fit in. Square peg in round holes, and so we call them. Well, I see this one was man the talk say the date within the commissioner in Facebook page not correct. Okay. Let's see. If no. Leone. All I need the video. Alright. And you have a video them, but of the incident, how they meet them inside the house and all that. I just say the top of camera with lights not there. Saloon. The problem, they're all interconnected. You want to solve them? Somebody else go out so that you go can say, you know they see? Eh? How then get the materials then another question. Who that in the WAEC office where they give them the material there? But the principal, the proprietor, they're all corrupt. But ACC back on herself now for left for being unfair to the weak students and choose and favor, they say. Ben do say, but ACC, they're not credible. All man know. Say ACC, corruption na the order of the day in Salon. Every institution in Salon is corrupted. How the principal starts to get the conversation with the students from Jalawe imports. I want for know that conversation there. Eh? Because if you are a student where they study hard and you in a college now, what you want for aid people them for do malpractice for go outside you dey? Eh? So I don't understand how they start. How they start the conversation. Say, bruh, get some picking them way. I want to help quick, can make quick money. Waiting for do sir. Now for can write the exam. If you know say you been study better one. Why you want help people and for write exam? Why is other people in study? Eh? You want help the one that we not study. Why? Say, bruh, she don't do. You know how much they offer for give me? When I quick money? Quick money, na me they can for can make. Let's see they talk. Atataka say, na make most private schools them, then they top the league table. Franklin say, he say, but this problem at the city no more and they try for knock Chelsea then they control her. He say, but if they include technology, then go be the only way we go able for deny them kind of thing where they happen. Like say they conduct exam na computer. In fact, the ACC staff then self they compromise because then they turn blind eye to other locations them because then give them money. Hey, install CCTV camera. And no more no go solve the problem safe. Because waiting do, some man they cow the answer shit inside the exam hall. He say, he not glad himself because one school day, we say the Lebanese student, they help him with him papers them. And the one that we not get that kind money for pay, then just sit down and they look. Alpha Baleba say, but the ACC don't lose your credibility long since in the big line they left the picking and sarful. Okay. Oh. What's he make ACC no arrest the entire workers them na statistics alone for them figures the way they announced to we. Jalos man. Yeah. ACC, but na paper show na in the leg. Look here, Dominion, you know to the chill so. When I mean the ball, they ask. After they don't see to us, we then cook themselves. Now then same students here, now then go attend Dominion University and Ogu and count them big degree them for we within less than a year. All right. How do we fix this? Let's say now ACC, okay, let's pull ACC come out. But this is something that is going on. How do we fix it? Eh? Because ACC don't catch they need to stop. So ACC do their way till they do them, not stop them. Which means we they miss also we for fix the system. How we go fix the system is my question. Because I make just now I they ask say wait to if 20 person for cancel 10 missing, do they still submit 20 papers? So outside the other 10 come out. And then school picker, then they buy them way to university and then graduate to degrees, but we give them work for doing and enable perform. Okay. At the salon this will get. And now come with doctor. Make we wait to get for it today. Welcome on board, Dr. Isatuka Kejalo. You get the platform.
Yes. Hi, good evening and good morning to many others. Hope say everybody they do well. Thanks to you, thanks to us friend, and for this discussion, and to the viewers and listeners. Them, Sierra Leone, we know say we issues then they done. We know say the way in how we dey deal with corruption at the country na a problem, because we not feel say it dey happen how it's supposed for done they happen, or how the current administration don't come and say they want for fight corruption. As well as now we dey talk about education malpractice, and this take we back to we flagship program where this current administration say education na a flagship program we entail so many things we it can to how for ensure say we get a free quality education, whether at the basic level, the secondary level, or the tertiary level. So now we dey deal with education malpractice, who said, and they find out say people then they do exams them way not to their name the panel, or way it be say not to the people then go sit down for the exam. I believe say as we don't get that DSTI in the country, we don't tap into that in how we go able for improve the educational system now the country, especially when it comes to the Beckett in NPSC, the WAS, all that thing there, because there's way then how you is set up, for let them go prevent education malpractice in the country. That entails in how one, making sure say we then they do national exam. Either on an electronic database or electronic device, for make sure say people then they take them electronically, and that way they self you go schedule people then for go take their exam, and then all no need for day at the hall the same time, as long as you feel say in this particular exam every hour, if like let's say this exam now for 2 3 hours, now like about 20 people then go able sit on at the classroom or at the hall or the conference place for make them take the exam. Now then people then they it is scheduled. And also if not like you can schedule them not to the same day. That way now way for improve we educational system in the country. I bring this up because for we don't take national exams them, na United States or na Europe or any other part of the world, we can see when they schedule you they even get what in them call ATI, meaning your authorization number, for make you go schedule yourself for go take this exam. And when you go take this exam, before you they even done with the exam, you they get warning them as to waiting you for do before you start the exam, waiting you go do during the exam. And also this exam, if you try for say you they cheat, you they do anything, because and therefore take your ID card, your driver's license, or your national ID card, for make sure say this not the correct person and they sit down for this exam. Waiting are some of the identifications and what you need for enter, right? So we need for improve the educational system in different lights, not to just say, now the teachers them they cause the malpractice. I believe so with systems them nine not correct, nine get problem for understand say taking a Becker, taking a WAS or NPSC, NPSC I can understand, and then they still then too then kind of young first for they put them into that digital age of examination. But now we they talk about which now the major one, the one where they take you into the university. I think they can even start with that if they're not able to do the Becker, but they can still able install the other stuff them into we electronic system database where they don't feel say we be don't launch and wait for improve we systems and at the country, you know and taking a board examination, taking exams them will require not only school exams, but one way be say any say you go na different states them then require for let you submit the same document. These are the processes them wouldn't they put in place. They even sometimes can even finish the exam, the computer screen they go black on you. People that when they listen to me when I registered nurses go tell you say yes, when they take them board exam, if you can there at certain point the computer just go blank. It go blank because either this exam they tell you say you don't done, or this exam they tell you say you not meet the requirement. So like think of that those type of systems if we will place that in our country. And what they talk about malpractice, yeah, you say malpractice or you do cheating now because the systems are not strong enough for make sure say people then prevent them kind of thing from happening, right? And in also as I did talk about that, the other thing here, government gets a big role, as we dey always say, for make we improve systems and na the country. Then we know say school pikin dem self get their own role for play, for make sure say when dem sit down na classroom, dem pay attention, dem study, dem forget things and we go make, when dem graduate, they no get nothing for show out there say, what, this education where I, and so I really merit this education. I really study hard. So if they even put me to the test, whether I get the practical knowledge or not, I can still able for prove say they teach me the theory part of the education. Then come to the parents them. We then self get the own role for play for ensure say we fet malpractice now we educational systems because if you pick in account to you, they tell you about how these teachers say if you pay this or if you do this, or if you do extra stuff, then you try for debunk and you try for say that's not me, I'm not the parent for that, because the best thing where you could do for yourself now for study, for make sure say you do the right thing where you graduate, so say that degree there or that certificate they can will use them for proof say yes you indeed you not the one we sit down for your exam. Then we talk about the teachers them, then they do a dishonesty to themselves, then they do unto we nation, then they do unto the school picking them, and as well as to every other citizen in the country, because we know one for train people them where we say we not been teachers to them. You they see now so sometimes where school picking and kid on go and become somebody, they can say now this school now go this na be me elementary school teacher, me fifth grade teacher or me high school teacher. At least you want for let them call you name in those good things, not to the one them way then they call you with a negative thoughts or negative effects, which they're not going to even mention you because they don't feel say you teach them well enough. So there's so many people that were involved in this entire thing for make sure say the system then fix. Then we talk about with parliamentarians them where then they sit down they all and they do talk for things and where they benefit them your closet, benefit them your cars, or benefit them your family members, rather than how for make policies them we will benefit with educational system in the country, so that we go still be that attempt of West Africa, which we are not, and we know say we are not. We know say na a big concern to we nation, and we feel say that not something we also they break all the systems them. Then we go into the anti-corruption where they for Eon, God know for what he choose for take this position. You take a position where say they do and right. Things and where you for the raid, things and where you for go and try for give the public information, and anything where you bring to the public, let the public be confident in your judgment, in your findings, in the way you present unto we. But yet that's not the case in this particular, ACC commissioner. We don't see this with different cases them where would they see things and they come out to we not make sense. So I not feel say this could be any of a different one. So we just the hope say, and we will continue for the hope sake. We will find the right people them, the right individuals them. We will fet corruption in our country. We will fet education malpractice in our country, and focus on the things them where we feel say we country really need in how we go improve on for this generation and many generations to come. And the other final thing where I want for say, government self get for try them best for see to the teachers them for make sure says for let somebody do in job that you do in work with no issues, for make it go even the think na in mind say you go hold money na school picking hand, let them try for pay the teachers them. We they see the amount when they call some teachers and they get 1 million loans with less than $100, or 1.5 million loans. Tell me, low ask we self, somebody will go he get a degree or get a teaching certificate. How he get for depend on something like that for take care of himself, pay transportation, go na class, and then not to talk of for presenting himself in front of students and say me na the teacher at this class. Maybe some of them go even able for wear a decent shirt to classroom, because why? Then they get money for even pay their house rent, or or them feeding, for make sure so they take care of themselves. So government now the biggest problem now with educational system, we make we dey deal with corruption, we make we dey deal with malpractice them. I believe say them for be ashamed of themselves at this juncture, for no say now then are the factor, now then are the main problem into this whole system, for destroy we picking them, for destroy how we country, for the promote or things and for the happen at Sierra Leone. So whatever they are doing, I think they are failing us, they are failing all Sierra Leoneans, then they fail the nation, in a way that we don't even know how to discuss them or describe them. So it's a disappointment and a disgrace as we continue to talk about corruptions in Sierra Leone, as we continue to talk about malpractice in this country, and they should be ashamed. And it's about time that we begin to call them and begin to, blast them, because they need to be hearing things like this so that they can wake up. If they were sleeping, you better wake up. If you feel say in your position, you are incompetent, and say you no go handle them, quit, resign, because Sierra Leoneans we are tired, we are done talking, and it's about time for us to have actions happening in our country. Thank you very much, and I hope say Salon go better. That's not the hashtag for today.
Thank you very much, Doctor.
You are welcome.
Yeah. I want to say thanks to Dr. Isatuka Kejalo for your submission today. Yes, Usman Toli, you get the platform, so what do you get for we?
Okay, thank you very much, Triple A. And also, I would like to thank Osfred and Dr. Asatu Kake for that comprehensive analysis. Really enjoy the report. But I will likely take a different approach, Naya. If you just join me, we talk about ACC Scorpion Squad, we read and arrest school picking them way they take the mass exam. That's what they talk about today. As with the listing, corruption is everywhere in our country, in every facet of our institutions. Then, if we talk about fake degrees, then, so why we not talk about exam malpractices? And severally, I don't kind of this platform they tell you, I say the lack of strong institutions in our country. Now one of the strongest reasons why we country they being so today. And this now a clear example. With institutions they're weak. Whether be it an educational institution now, whether be it a public institution now, or be it a private institutions, with institutions they're weak. And if this trend continue, I know we'll see how we country go before. You go imagine the owner of a school, they encourage school picking them for go take exam 9 O's under malpractice. So clearly, this they tell you say, the way how they conduct examination malpractice in that country, they na syndicate. Not this sort of one-man business. Now a connive work will likely involve the one that will get the school, most likely the principal or the headmaster, the school picking themselves, and the one that will conduct the exam. This don't tell you critically. And the issue of examination malpractice don't they go on for a very long time in that country. Don't they go on for a very long time, to be honest. And me believe say the entire examination system, it need a complete overhaul. It need for let them look at them carefully. Because Me, I don't dey invigilate examinations. Now the UK here, I know how exams, then they conduct exams now here. But again, it depends on the credibility of the institution as well as the one that we involve in that examination day. What I mean here, although the last exam where I invigilate at the UK here was paper-based, that was just before COVID-19. I don't know how far the system don't improve on. But the way how they conduct examinations here, the papers are highly secured under one person when at the head at that school day, when at the in they conduct the exams. If you see them open that paper day now, must not say the student himself na in day before that paper day. All the papers then they under lock and key under one man. But I don't know how then they process the whole examination in the country. I believe say the entire conduct of the examination it will be under an independent body outside the body of the school. Because one thing I notice na salon, me own experience where don't they go there, don't they interview people them. I think say one of the causes why a lot of examination practice they take place in that country today, the schools that they compete against each other. Each school one do best than the other one. Each school, and I know say a good number of and they say this school now produce the best result, or this candidate now produce the best result. Consequently, what's in the happen? Even the owner of the school or the principal of that school, they go extra miles for bribe or for do some examination malpractice so that in own school they come on top. Now all MTR they drive them into this. But again, it all boils down to individual credibility, your integrity. Why you they sell integrity, your credibility for the sake of being a top school or being a top pupil of the school of the examination. So I don't see a situation, like give an example, because sometimes in they finally they draw examples, let people we don't know how we come today, let them understand. I don't see a situation of the country which I the interview student them. Then they left their own city outside and day, their own town outside and day. Then they go register miles away, maybe hundreds of miles away, other town, outside and get influence for so that they go get way for for play malpractice. I give you a specific instance here. I know of a student where say he go sit usa in brother na him get a school day. Then I begin to ask myself question, why he left all in school in a future year? He go register apply usa in brother na private candidate. I begin to ask myself this question. Why this student they left inside future usa a day? They get for travel, go offline for go register for take this exam. From here, you will able to know say there is some form of malpractice they go on. So the issue of school malpractice, examination malpractice in our country is very common, very popular. But again, I know say Dr. Aisotu Kake, they talk about the government. I know say, but we get for put on to both. We they do we serve justice. We get for land for the get integrity. The issue of examination malpractice is syndicate. It's not only in the hands of the government. People get for land, forget credibility. Corruption of a day part of our DNA all the time. Then I don't look at we like say we get corruption and we DNA. How many times? Let's ask ourselves question. How many times Scorpion Squad don't go and then kind of radio for go read school picking and na their examination all there? It don't happen. Boku te. This for don't send a clear signal. Say, no, stop this malpractice. The other day, we all come boldly. We condemn the ACC commissioner for go display the teachers them. Now cutting tree shamefully. Now is salon cutting tree shamefully. We know say it was not done. That is not the way it should have been done. But again, viewers and listeners, some of them tear where they happen in our country, we all get transparent here. Examination malpractice, you know they born good students. Fake degrees, you know they produce good candidates then for we country. Then tear all get serious implication in our country. You need for acquire qualification in a way where we will benefit the community where they, in a way where we will benefit the country where they, in a way where we will benefit generation to come. That's what we call education. Education, you get externalities then. In other words, you when they acquire the education, not so you know more the benefits. A lot of other people then they benefit from that education day. So now make education is a good thing. So a good number of we know say education are the flagship program for this government, the SLPP government. We know say there are a lot of flaws. Yeah, a lot of issues around the quality of education. But as far as the examination malpractice is concerned, this now we all your responsibility. It is the responsibility of the individual where they acquire the education itself. It is the responsibility of the institution where get the school day. It is the responsibility of the independent body where they administer that examination day. Any side it break, now a problem. Low learn for take responsibility of some of them here where they happen. Although I agree with Dr. Isatu to some extent that the government gets also a role for play. But having said all this, it go interesting for not see the examination practice here now syndicate. The principal they involve, the headmaster they involve. In most cases, they are not saying all of them. The some of the invigilators them, then they involve. The student them, even their own parents them. Sometimes then they go to the extent for giving money for let them go bribe. It go interesting for know this. It's no secret. So now I make a talk say the entire examination system of our country, it need a complete overhaul. It need for let them look up all together. The processes and the systems, they need to be looked into. I can quite remember years back when we take real exams. I don't say anything and they malpractice no do. But I remember the time where I take my exams. That was years back, many years ago. Yeah, about 20 years ago, or over 20, I would say. We take the examination, or not even now we own school or we own center, nowhere near there. And we get a sport checks when they can't check on. For ensure say that examination, it will go according to the proper conduct of the examination procedures. But these days, it's completely out of the equation. Completely out of the equation. Then therefore look into the cause system. What in the cause this in the first place? So I will stop here. Allow give chance to other callers them. I thank you very much, and thank you very much, AAA, and thanks to everybody with the listening.
Thank you very much, Usman Toli.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Welcome on board, Usfriend. You get the platform, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much, AAA, for giving the platform. And thanks a lot to listeners and viewers and for getting time to stay with me. And thanks to the source of information. Even though really yes, that information, just for good news, there is some issues with the information with a man put in a Facebook. Because when you screenshot, one of the clip when I video, you go see the admission date really of that person day not 20th. Even though there is something else we're going to discuss in that area, they go the video. But on the 20th of May, so I don't know, the 20th of May, if not to last year, if we don't see it with the exams. But we don't know what are the findings, or if not, these are the materials we then meet to the person who's in residence just for scavenge. But a lot of progress as we go, because this trip, if I know they get things, dates, catalog, then get for keep even these records. Well, I hope says, I don't know, then post there on Facebook, they for screenshots them. Because it comes to a time in terms of the country, the way they want things and let people help themselves, let things change. Because here is a situation where we don't say the prevailing that culture of exams malpractice, you don't they go on that now one thing. And then the people then they come in for rebrand them in different way, when other ways. And then you get the side I look as them what they do that one there's ACC. You get the law, you even get the administration, you even get WASSC, the SSF, because it can reach a point the SSF can come. But you get all this, the institution of the information ministry, all don't involved. But would they ask in the method, would then they try for rebrand education, it work, or some of it is still get loopholes? Why are they bringing this issue? Because of one, I know say we don't see how them therefore rebrand or cut down these malpractices, and even them private institutions them where they all like private class them, where this the teachers them where they teach in a school, then they involve financial like plays in a Congo, they go stay at night, they pay full, they go lessons and back separate from that. So the one and them they find out and then they build up the areas of, because we say we follow up some friends and then they tell me they get for contribute money before that time with the exam the near they want to send them. But without the send them, without the source, we believe it was why. Then they give them the questions and we ask them, then they go. So all that then they work like a syndicate. So they don't reduce the side that they will not know how effective it is. With this and all back in coming under with animation, can try for bring up things. And then with this sometimes I think Alfonso, somebody who can come, they can tell me the actual problem with the education system gets, but people then they always argue over it, because when this person they come with your idea, then they push on one side in like politics. If the teachers then strike, then we'll say, well, they want to strike, so maybe then they get motive behind this, and they try to address the issues. So all this with the system are rebranding. Then it can't bring we down now to say, in terms of this particular issue now, waiting na the method, then do a kind of opinion based something, or now one word and not get evidence. Well, we will see there is evidence there. But when the evidence, when they see some two things and they were one for measure, when they see inconsistency of a date of one of the, how they make a video clip of the ID, of a form where they take from WAEC, and then when they see the faces of people at the show, the crime, they're not accused of it. If despite they don't go hold them, they meet them there. We will not already condone crime, but they don't put the thing already say based almost like something who don't actually convict them. I don't use all the law terms and but for say you then catch you, they do something and they do. We will not say stages then we'll just say, okay, if now clips of video, we'll keep them first. Then we try for it, or would they put them on Facebook, then would they cover the faces of people them? Because three people in the panel clip, but this is what I watch. So the lady would they try for hiding face, they turn the young girl, would they meet them, then they sit down, one or two people there, then they look, then you they see the faces them. So if you screenshot that you expand, then you will able to get for no other people in there. So that alone instances, it don't breach the rule of investigation. But I'm still not trying to say, oh no, the man now what did they do? They try no. They try to analyze what me feel. See now this then for people don't take as a stage where then they investigate them procedure because they know them breach that privacy day. Not the crime, but about just the clip. And then they don't know it, the people if they get for investigate how far the investigation they go. So that's now one thing again. But it come down to the area where people can say that drawing inference and the way they reach on a basis when evidence, no more they get one way, and then you get the other side when the reasoning sector. And that reasoning sector, there's in terms of law, now they say sometimes not only incomplete information you get. It can be incomplete information in two ways. It can be incomplete information wherein you get a case that we talk now. It will say, well, I go say I not get complete information of the domain and for that set up this body. So what you go say, well, I not go still make up a decision yet. I just want wait still. But if you make the decision before incomplete, the information not complete, and then you're able to tell the people whose procedure will you follow, forget the case. So it bring you down to that area where the public and the magazine can always question. So the method and where they go, it can look sometimes the genuine way because in the try for say will bring them down to the reference of the law for saying now because of in favor like we didn't do about dominion. So then they put the law inside it because what's happened, they're not able to get the evidence in form of forensics. So then go say, where we go further, we get network with the university there, we get network with this, we don't bring and come straight off. We post them just like we don't post this particular thing. So they see the capacity can inside. And the knowledge when they use can inside. So that's not one thing again. But when you look at the other side again, like what the rebranding have they talk about, within the education system don't rebrand this particular thing. They're not trying to rebrand them, but still there are things lacking. Therefore, not say there are certain subjects then as salon people and they take, then they vary. And at any subject, there are people and they take over and over. Which are they? English language and mathematics. Now people and they get because you forget all this as a key, whether they do whatever subject, even though it vary in terms of the percentage where you get per maths. If you go do this and go see you forget this or credit or so. But that's not the issue. How then be able to address the modules of this education in terms of mathematics? Now the schools them, where they were able to do them based on the people and knowledge based where they lose and how they try to put through. So that we get the materials. We see again they rebrand them for bringing some books then. But some people they see the books and they get a catch. While some people they not be understand. So then the society they not be they even distribute them. So that's been there for lack again. So you see the core subjects they wouldn't see cause of them try for bring them inside in this form. But we must see how they rebrand them for show the essence of maths. How they will teach mathematics or then get mathematics teacher we actually they because all the time we talk about numbers of teachers and recruits, but we don't know whose areas they qualify. Especially when you go to higher education gradually, that many basic one. When you go primary school, one teacher, now they teach everything. But when you reach a point of selective, then begin to change 4 or 5 subjects, then call them different name and reduce them, then you transfer now to junior secondary school where it be an individual teacher, they begin to teach one subject. So you see all these areas that careful look transition, waiting, then they teach the beginner about mathematics. Are the subjects, the materials they enough? or now because of they don't get better qualified mathematician. I go and go a little bit say it will be seen at the lack of better qualified teachers then. But as I said, they bring them things that are back online, when the other way when they rebrand them back. But is this effective for let people able to come on board for do their subjects there where they go rebrand them? But that side, the only way we go restructure them for reduce this other thing again is rebranding and let people then get competency and knowing themselves for how they will able to take basic mathematics. And the other side, then go try looking because you get geometry, you get arithmetic, you get mathematics, you get one way they talk about this and this. Then they look core subjects. If not the mathematics, when I try to rebrand them, it's the way they reach towards certain state. When you know say people are weakened, they want go do science, you get for using additional maths and different things that you go include for let them go develop for go get that education day. Then you see now people only go do accounting. They're mostly now statistics, now estimation, now things they wouldn't do no more like the Aristotle where you see only they don't define the quantity and the terms of the science. So you get the one who play to in and just the substance of what's in the thing of the mathematics. So when you separate the things there, what you realize, you find out say now the one way you can do the accounting or business method, then your mathematics will be like this. And it will look a little bit funny, but you try for build capacity of human capital. You do them based on like how they always talk say, where that man he introduced that education for self-reliance, he tries to do something where the people and get for come on board. Because there is nothing wrong in it, because then they study how they call it arithmetic. It's in geometry for when they go meet up for them go get that area of them accounting or business method, not to the additional mathematics where so strong or maths where it be say inside the back you get a lot of decimal and other things. So you separate these core skills and these core areas them. Now they say you want go, then go give these exams. Now in at least we go accept. Just let them get in biology, then they get health science. Then we know about health science because health science, they go in detail. Like this is another thing. It is not like seeing biology, but they go details for go all the areas we take. You even get some chemistry plan. But I don't go in detail like this. How then go restructure them. Then I want suggestion where I go get for give where I say if you got help the people and know it go able for help a little bit how people then they bridge their education for go because if they teach them the maths what they need for go do under. They know in the back they say, but when you put them all in one, you find out see people in the receipt. I don't know if people don't sit mathematics. Then they even go now. I mean, it's my guy. Then they get that time they wouldn't get for receipts. And even here, access in this country, people in the receipt before they give you final degree. Because mathematics are one of the subjects where you still they define them, but it is not defined. So one guy in talk says that the subject where they talk about what you don't know, and you're not even sure what they do, and when they answer the card, you're not sure of them. Sometimes you get the straightforward one, maybe see they get calculation, you don't see figures, you put them together, one at the metaphysics, because you see three man with the leader, they say take them wire. But the one where you imagine, where they say draw line, they begin to talk about what people are flying at the air, latitude, longitude. You see, you get the knowledge you get for Lucy, they assume now that the things are the same thing, it happen per law. Law now almost like a mathematics again. Now, in the work, so but in one maths way they work, it fell for work wherein if you don't get forensics, for let you go able to catch them and they hold them do things and hold them not the sequence, rest, business, rest disappear. Not so magic, but they follow, say, the legal process now. So they eat them, they take them, then get to people and they let them go pray for it. And not to process. They say, well, because of the process where you go, even if that picky won't be hanging in a classroom, eat the rest. So then we'll say no more, the law is okay for let that picky eat rest. Let that rest they go to let the church, the pastor go pray. Because now one of the stories we'll be get about the rest in incident now, somewhere in the south. See now for that the evidence don't take. Because he accepts the take, but ain't there your passion. So this is what the society I believe say it lack that mathematical thoughts, scientific way what they think for them will develop so that things then go work. Because when you not get evidence from those cases study, then how the people then go convince now, wherein this eon, the evidence today, the elements then they it's very easy for them you go just sketch. But the one now when they say the evidence you get from the forensics, you say you avoid them. But I believe say government therefore do quite a lot Yeah, it's a bit for debating, but it's very difficult. The act of malpractice, it is not somebody who condone. But waiting the lead them, when we will try help best to end there, then I want suggestion. And then the one that way they help for them rebrand the thing, let them try for rebrand them. And then the student then get for try, let them go try know their capacity and continue. And materials, the more important with the education module. Thanks a lot. Let God help the nation. Let will continue for go before. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much, Usfriend.
You're welcome. Yes, sir.
Thanks to Usman Toli. Thanks to Dr. Isatuka Kijalo and to Usfriend for their submission today. Yes, caller, you live on here. Your name and inside the call from, please.
My name is Safi from Tennessee.
You get 3 minutes, Safi.
Okay, I get the 3 minutes. Okay, I get enough because I want to ask question first. Because first of all, they say the owner of the school, the students then come na house. They can take examination. And second of all, now one grand subject now see them present na yawuna mathematics. My own philosophy, my own feelings I get for this thing is it might not be the exam taking. Maybe the owner of the school hire somebody where they teach them picking the yana first for the math before the exam be conducted. Now me your feelings Andy, where I think say according to your explanation and others. Now one thing Andy. Secondly, thirdly, this name of the ACC, I really clap for them today. Scorpion, Squad, something like that. Now, me first send this for you, this name. Where this name for being be present to the allege them where they act corruption, our country when they are back by them, and then therefore use this name for. Not of today, this name should be presented in the internet as a Scorpion Squad, ACCRS, so. No. Again, Mr. Usman, they said that Dr. Aissatou Kakejalo mentioned the government. Every boat have a captain. If anything wrong, the captain name first would be mentioned before the operator or whosoever in the boat. If they then get institution in that country, library then they open place day, like where Dr. Aissatou Kakejalo say for that board examination, I go twice, I fail. Just 2 questions. The computer kicked me out twice. I cried at that wall. I told me and everybody. I beg the lady say we have nothing to do with it. Come back in 90 days. While go in 90 days, I feel say then 2 questions, then they want miss. Now they know they go start by a lie. And they go to start back fresh. Why? Because they get institution the way they in place. They don't care if I cry. They don't care if I need me license. They don't care if I walk to any nursing home or any hospital. Waiting them mean, I'm sorry, we're very sorry, we have nothing to do with that. This is the system. So I'm not to say if the system don't they in place, even a teacher there where they do the wrong thing there, they not go do them. Because if you jump, waiting government don't put in place. For saying that this up in place now, do get for examination. We get one abo, we get one at Kenema, we get one at Frito, we get one. Now all big place there. The one over there, and then corner there. Then go look one up in place. Then conduct that place there, free of charge. You know get for happen. Mr. Usman says some parents then they pay. Me also don't they pay. I don't pay how many times. I they pay. Why? If you picking not pay, then they don't picking, they know they pay. Then they get the examination. The purpose in picking the last one mama get the gear is still not a pass. If the teacher or the headmaster or whosoever conducts this, a young diploma was given under mango stick, do you think the students not will take examination inside house? Me, I'm not talking about because of this government or the present or the past government. We should get people where they put institution them into place. So people they practice from that. If they pressure teacher know they get pay. This know they get pay. All them thing and they I get me own scale. What know they get for pay for if I get I know they and I know they try for support any malpractice to any country. But if the country should run the way it's supposed to run, now the one the way they before now, then they put the institution there into place before that will be happen. And then students they are to get the last part. I know if say them forget arrested. According to where they don't put the students this and then they know the name not for being Canada. Why? They for treat them as a student. It doesn't matter how old they are. Therefore, being condemned them, they not go take the exam this year. The paper we then get there for all them paper, then condemn them paper, then student, then take the name there, then send them at the houses there, but the name don't then at the ACC or whosoever they run the education institution na Sierra Leone. They're not supposed to be arrested. Then they for arrest them civilizedly. Take their names, let the name then at the system. Okay, now you been in that house without telling me this year I know they take it, this year I know they take. Now so yeah, make them give them time. We then go be free for take the examination way now the legal way. And ACC should do better. Una not put una strength to the students there or the teacher there. Una left people the way they was, where they swim inside money, inside corruption. Una know they go after them. Now the students there and teacher there, una they go. That's a shame. That's a shame. That's it. Thank you.
I thank you very much, Safi.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But not to today, Scorpion Squad Day. From where Francis Ben Kefala be commissioner, then get the Scorpion Squad, and we don't see a lot of times. Even the one them we go display the people them na cutting tree, and Scorpion Squad be go catch them. So not to today say Scorpion Squad come on. From where Francis come, he come with his own squad when a Scorpion Squad. Now it's on call to the scholar. Yes, caller, I did live on here. Your name and inside the call from, please.
This is Dauda, call from Maryland.
You get 3 minutes, Dauda.
Okay. What you mean want to say, but this exam malpractice, this not what today, then tier don't they happen. And then tier don't they happen from junior secondary school, senior secondary school, take college level. It still they happen up till now. But the only people that they suffer from this, now they picking them, now the students and they suffer. Then they left for all the one them when at the head, when at the alleged them by all the malpractice then yeah, now the students and no one and then they run after. How about the teachers then? How about the lecturers then? How about the lecturers then where they say as exam 10 done? The first thing where they begin do, now for begin they collect money from picking the hand there, just for let them make them pass. It happen now, all the colleges them, Frobe College, IPAM, all the other colleges them, it happen. As soon as we see they don't sit exam done no more. As soon as they don't sit exam done, then teachers then get the boys then now where they send to them picking them, for let them go give them money. If you meet up, say you know one party picking the way the teacher not sleep with it, or you want for sleep with, if you not really sleep with you, then they fail you. No matter money, who's kind of money we try for give. It fail you. How about them go for the one day? How about them make sure say anyone by them teachers or lecturer the way they teach by them malpractices the day. You know go ever teach in a salon. Then go put in a jail, then you know go ever teach in a salon. Why not only the school picking them for suffer? Now they only then they post them pictures them na Facebook. For sure say that they do work, for sure say ACC they work. No, that they not to work to me. That they need to do anything. If they want for work, let them go to the colleges them first. Let them start na the colleges them. Because the colleges then are the big institutions then. If they go on the junior side, where it be saying that then picking the normal they suffer, they need to teach them, they need to even teach the picking them. So the only way with them picking them they will fall back on for spy. Now for go pay money, let them pass them. Because they need to teach them. We all are victim of them things then they. Where it be say we they go to school, they need to even teach we. They need to teach we, they need to give we materials them for study, for learn, for read. But at the end of the day, they go to go exams them for we. So how we expect them picking them for pass away? You don't even teach them that you go to go exam for which you not even teach them for. So all that thing we need for take them into consideration. And we contribute, we counter education business. Salon at the name no more now say we get schools then. But me, I don't see any education in that country today. I don't see any. All the schools that will graduate, all the colleges that will graduate, 90% of the picking the way they win a girl picking them. If you some of them tell you the kind of advantage with the lecturer, then they take part them. When it be say they left last minute, they get for force them picking and say if you not go sleep with me, I need to send you final grade them. It boku. But look, the so-called Scorpion squad they go harass the primary school picking them or high school picking them for waiting exam malpractice. Go to the colleges them first. Some of them people they teach in them colleges they not even deserve to teach primary school because the amount of abuse where they abuse the position the way they get is unimaginable. I just pray no more say God will bring somebody in that country day where we can straighten out all length here. That's my contribution and no more.
Thank you very much, caller. Let's call ID live on here. Your name and also the call from, please.
It's like Ezekiel on the call from Washington.
3 minutes, Ezekiel.
Thank you so much. The situation is always deep and difficult to address, just like any salon issue. It's so deep because when it begins to happen at a scale, then they try for, address them immediately with the kind of urgency we need. The reason why we always come back to the government is because we get rules and laws them and regulations, but then they enforce them. Now, that's the problem. It tell in the city why we get few students that we then kick out a particular subject. They not take them. They catch them, then they exchange papers. They were kicked out. They left out of that exam. That's it. And so that was a warning to everybody. Who they see that Monday around now, we know say this principal way don't come for kind of this whole thing here. The joke. It catch few students them, then kick them out of that exam. That's it. You way don't pay that much money, parents don't struggle for pay for that WASSC, and you don't spend months for study. And all of a sudden, then kick you out of that exam. You don't even know what you go tell your parents. Next time, they do them. Simple. The government, how they for address them, the school, way it evolve from malpractice, you take the exam from them. Now, Benambu, they've been doing to Benambu one time. Now, McKinney, they've been negotiating. So, Benambu tried to then get the headquarters now the place. 1 year, they find out, say, the spy go on the too much. They shut them down. Everybody travel from all that section, McKinney. And we'll go McKinney. The hunger alone will touch with it. So the parents there and everybody was angry at the school. Then they end up for put things in place and sign documents say not going happen again. Simple. That's how you address it. School where you don't find out say there be malpractice. No need no day for run after the school, the students there or teachers. The man where they in charge, not put things in place, shut his school down. Now you team they all they for go now in a different place now they for go sit. Where that punishment pass and for year 2. He go put things them in place. So this is how you address it. individually go and rest group here and there. Okay, it is obviously in a public roar and disgrace to the people away that they do, but they settle the issue because that the man way irresponsible for that. Now the man way they in charge. Now they allow that to happen. Now they allow people for collect money for pay so that they go show people. When you shut in school down, nobody know for sit there again for a year or two. It go put things them in place. Now in they can't sign now office. Education office now say this not go happen again. I'm in school. I go make sure say so anything will happen. Then I'm responsible. He signed the document you get before you approve in school again for 6 days. Show enforce the law basically. If you teach them one time, you find them they default again. You shut the school down. It doesn't matter. You shut them down because the parents anybody within that area they encourage the process. First, you find them, they not complain or they not hold the school responsible. It happen again, you shut them down. Now, then I'll go punish. How you address it?
Thank you very much, Ezekiel. Yes, caller, ID live on air. Your name and also the call from, please.
My name is Mohammed Kemokai. I call from Australia.
Yeah, you get 3 minutes, Mohammed.
Yeah, thank you so much, brother. I want to say thank you for the caller and the people that don't contribute for this program. Yeah, see for that country, I don't know what happened. We on time over the seat was as it was 2004 na Albert Academy. You know that thing they not be what to say, but this day now, you see one of me picking a day pass seat. Na shagwe my day, shagwe na day the seat. The picky coming and let me send money for her. I say for voting, they get mad to me when I yesterday so because we na Friday morning with the pa. I say no. Now begin cry. I say what happened? They say the teacher they say they for go give 100,000. Now I say Then if forget Android phone, I didn't send the thing to them. I say okay. For in the first way, we say put phone for us who they come in our WhatsApp. They say now teacher they buy the phone for her, but they became actually na 16 years. Now SS2 day. They just take her for like can see that thing they say it get sense. They SS2 they take her for like can sit for the school for them. So now I say you the SS2 they can't take it for can sit. Then they don't give phone for let they go send the thing and on phone back for let on spy. I say me not get that money there. That picking the cry yesterday take go yonder. He say if you not get the money, they don't get for send an phone. I say why the teacher they go buy the phone they give una for let una spy. In particular, in the buy special phone for the gear. You see that thing and they not fine. Who your time over the seat was? And also, I think spy be there will be the spy, but not to that man practice like I don't know what the difference between spy and man practice. You know, because man practice way because the teacher then, but I don't know what the bank kafala they do. You know, as behind the BB one day where they steal the money. Now that little one day, you know, it's not fine. I know you can do. I know they accept that they say. I know they accept that they man practice. It's not nice. But Ben Kafala, if I run behind the one that they thief the money, if I run behind there, not to the teacher there or the student, no. What's the other do? Then also I get somebody where they work now, Salwako yanda. And tell me say, anyway they college now ask no more. Where they college? That phone that they use that they spy inside there. I say, say don't not graduate to a guy masters. This person here not sabi talk English. They just take an Salwako the work there. That they pay 2,500,000. They say the money no boku. I say not you know you tell God thank you they pay you down there. And you don't despite you don't count master. What is sabi? Nothing. You go study public health, then they can't take in our water side. How to say? You know that country, they don't know what they go on, man. Then they put you in the right place, they need to do the right thing there, you know. They left Pekin and more teacher, they show the Pekin there. Yesterday, the mathematics, oh my God. If you see the mathematics Bokude, I gave me this me until they na Makeni. And they send me the question of the bank where they go, that they meet up the two, they go show the Pekin there. I see 60,000 now the Pekin they put. You know, fine. Not until I say until those things want to do and they have the Pekin. They say that the only way down there for them but they survive. Not this exam. The education. I say, well, this is not fine. If they send the thing to me, no, they send that to me. They send that the mass than they don't go solve between the teacher there. Somebody will go hold the paper and I enter there, they show the picking there. It's not nice. Plus, if they use it, I know say, oh, we on time now. Albert Academy now, Albert Kawan time. Now we blame that we use. I just see to us, and take it down, able to see me was on our XF. Now I travel Canada, Australia. So you see, I tell you, thank you for the contribution. I don't see another call. I guess more issue than I make,
Okay.
bro.
All right, thank you very much, Kemokai. All right.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yes, caller, you did live on here. Your name and who the call from, please.
It's not nice. Plus, if they use it,
I for turn down and that small.
Yes,
Yes, you did live.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
from Canada.
Okay.
Yes, thank you for bringing me for the program. Honestly, Salon education system totally they bien, and the government really not on put more effort. Not to for put 20% almost percent of the budgets now the education, they will not see the output, the result of the 20% or 25% of the Sierra Leone budgets now education. You know, this not to one side gets the issue. It's just that I think I may not make this same contribution a year. You see, the ACC not only for clamp down on corrupt practices then. I think then say for don't go to the level and able for profile solutions. Then for don't reach the level where they say for the able for like say, you know waiting, if we put XYZ together, we able to get a positive result. Not for just wait till it's until don't pull away malpractice or corruption, they go on, then they jump. So they break them. That's not only the work of ACC. Well, I come back to the school system, being a young graduate, and honestly speaking, it's sad. I'm fortunate for do me WASSC Sierra Leone, do first degree and can't do me masters now. But the thing where they happen at Sierra Leone, if I tell you say now from the school, it's a wrong statement that one day. If I tell you say now the teachers they no more a wrong statement. From the government can write down to the parent and all get responsibility for change this system. Well, I'll begin with the government quick. I know I not get enough time. There is no system in place. I can challenge anybody. 70 to 80% of the students, the way they sit to this WASSC exam, they not complete syllabus at all. They're not complete syllabus. I expect them to go do or go pass exam where you not complete the syllabus. Number two, the government come. I mean, I don't know if they're not able to verify them now, but the whole WASSC system na Sierra Leone, I can challenge people will not get the exact curriculum where they cover from all this, where they cover all the subjects the way they take. Pass with me, they get copy from Nigeria, other country the way they take with this WASSC exam. When you say you want a curriculum from this subject, they will refer you to different books then. We normally get a compiled one. So the government has a lot to do, and you know, let we not put politics. I can always say now you program now the best program, but if we put politics inside development, we'll always miss am na Sierra Leone. Because we want for score political goal, we want for make political gain. It's about what they do. We want for just look for small side where they gain political goals. That's how the government they operate. But if they put system in place, like where Doc me they say, just no. If system they don't in place, believe you me, it will be very, very difficult for make picking go na exam or a go spy or a depend for cheat for make them show them. But from the kindergarten stage, the teacher the way they teach the picking them, some not qualify, some not even pass the WASSC exam. How you they go teach picking for they pass WASSC exam? Where you the teacher not pass the WASSC exam? So a lot they happen. I guess somebody within a teacher's college, if I show you what thing they go on the you Allah. You they see lecturers they deliberately fail picking. They say this one because he not do what at plan for, you not pay me, you know, go attend me Saturday classes, you know, buy me pamphlet. A lot they happen. Until and unless the government puts systems there in place, they're not they look for anybody, whatever political affiliation you get. When you default at the law, they bet you. Like I say, I go school now. Yeah, na university, we students they grade with lecturers then. If you a lecturer there, you teach 2 classes, then they grade you fail. Students then fail you. Believe you me, then they bring you in a panel for ask you question. It means something is wrong somewhere. But some of these systems are not in Sierra Leone, and they don't even think and say for the development system. Instead, when negative thing happen, we begin compare Ukraine. We begin say, look, not to Salon no more things difficult. And not all, you see, when changes they take place, the person first of all for accept a fault. The government has never, these 4 years, when we don't do, they know one day accept the fault, say, yes, we wrong on this side. Every day they go cast blame for APC, they go cast blame for the one that we don't take leadership from independence. They have never taken responsibility for the failures in the country. The other side again, the parents them. You see parents, they pay for make them picking get paper before the exam. You they destroy your picking. Because not only inside that exam day or not that public exam day, no, they determine the success of your picking. If you go further than that, they cannot defend their papers. You go to the university, you see graduates or college picking for construct simple sentence is a big problem. But yet still you say at the college. So we system totally need for go back and restructure the system. We are we be able to get subjects the way go suit society. But beginning the graduates from college, job not day. I don't want to go to the job aspect. We are still looking at the education. Like I say, a lot they happen. You see lecturers, their attitude towards students, there is no relationship there. Lecturer gets total right over picking. If they tell you sir, they fail you. If you not go meet me at this also side, you know they pass me exam. Because that picking not get a physical evidence for reports that lecturer or that teacher they. Now so that case they end up picking they will end up for left school. I've got several stories or cases the way sometimes you know no side for refer them picking and they again. Because when you say go report here and they say when are the evidence. If the picking pull text, you say anybody can send text. A lot is happening until the government stand firm. What make they cast the blame to the government? You see, when something good now, then they take the praise. So yes, we don't spend a lot of money for education. But when things go bad, they want to cast the blame for teachers, they want to cast the blame for the picking them. What about they themselves? So for me, I can always say why the end me contributions them. Let we pull politics inside development and we're able to get sustainable development. I repeat again, if we not handle this thing carefully, Sierra Leone education will continue to go down the drain because we know they compare any good thing. Now when thing bad, now they compare with other countries there. By now, if they compare with education with the Ghana, they know they far ahead of we. They want the way we did. Then they say Ghana they can't study in Sierra Leone. Nigeria then go study in Sierra Leone, but today are the opposite. Almost major universities then the way they compete with international universities then as alone. In no day. So a lot has to be done by the government, not for just political gain the government for the talk or come na the radio. But they need for do things where even if they come out, other governments will be able to sustain them and then able for benefits the country. Thank you very much. May God bless you and God bless the entire team.
Thank you very much, Alpha. Let's call her. You get 3 minutes.
Yes, thank you very much, Ipo. This is Ahmed the call from UK. With regards to this education system, brother, things are really, really bad. You know, things are bad downtown because we go to school now, Freetown, and we see we on this day how exam is all, about and what really then the school they required. Like all the previous speakers and what they say, when they chat you, you don't even they think of spying. You read. But I agree with all the speakers. We get people that when they go to school, then they demand money. The teachers they demand money for show them. Imagine public exams. Say what? Nah. I don't go into the incident. Me, they give me picking money for my teacher. The system is bad of me, brother. Even at the universities, them, the colleges, them, imagine with pamphlets, with lecturers. Some of we face these problems and they, lately after the war, after it was 2000 and something ago within our university, now we face these problems and they. But now it's like the worst. Things are going to the brain. I cannot imagine Sierra Leone for it seems somebody that university cannot even write better English. I don't understand. With all the money when they say they spend. Because the conditions in the schools are then too much now. Picking for go snap picture, even for exams, he gets a separate person who they do at the school, he get for pay money. I say for what? and they tax the parents them. Imagine what people they go register for go and get a form when they fill, whether they enter in details and parents and details there. That is about two or 300,000. See for what thing? Now the computer they do and pass the parents pay, they get somebody who they do where the calendar data and they say that before you say that now WAEC, now the council because the school not get computer for doing stuff and they. I say what if for pay them money for? I can't imagine. The parents they all support. What it is, so I get young people the way these are graduates, are all graduates. They teach at the school system. They begin they go school, then they condone them tear back from other schools there. For many more, I would have go for pay the money, make a loss in our school. Imagine all the people challenge that. So say go challenge. We so that they go complain to. The situation is bad off. You know, Salon don't they bien. Look, Gambia. I teach in Gambia for years when I left Salon. I graduate. I go Gambia. You know they do malpractice center. Ask anybody where they Gambia now. I guess my friends there. I don't did their mark the exam castle. I know what they tell you. Simply, I don't supervise exams. I they mark papers, exams. In fact, we get conference marking for the WASSC level. If only the Beckett and Collar, the Beckett from 3 exams, the grade 9. Now they take our oath. But even that, after marking, then they call other students from the young college and they can fulfill all of the scripts and they for cross-check, they see what you mark exactly. Gambia, imagine when this college bill, where they get teachers and graduates, when Jamaica in power. Imagine today how the system they. Imagine today how the system they. We alone don't understand. It's shocking. It's just shameful. With all of the education, all they brag about, the money when they spend. Teachers are not getting paid. Then can get poor salary. Because not the problem there. I think the problem there, the man they do the job, where you able to get. It a fend from the students for leave. This is the problem. And now from the root cause of the problem, now do for look. Now do for look. Arresting this teacher, this student, that ACC. Now the people waiting at the top hierarchy, they do massive corruption. These are they go scot-free. We know they condone this. They are bad precedents actually. But this is not the way to fight corruption, brother. This is not the way. I don't know why people want. This is not about politics. This is about the country, about the people, the future leaders of tomorrow. Now they will talk about here. And look at the sub-region now. How these are continuously progressing. We are retrogressing. The policies are failing. The school system is poor. The standard is getting poor. Me, I think Gambia, somebody come out and say get master or PhD. This guy cannot even pass it in international school, so they teach. And he says he's teaching physics or whatever. Imagine these days in alone. So it's just terrible. These fake papers people they buy, it just become alarming. It's terrible, my brother. Thank you very much, Triple A. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you. Yeah. All right. ACC, the school system, the minister. ACC not today the first, then they catch people them. It's never stopped. So going after ACC, they catch them, not they make them stop. We need to put the system in place. We're gonna make them stop. We're gonna make it hard for people for able to do this. We need to put the system in place. For arrest them, they not stop. For more than go. Now the same thing be make them go put teachers them na cutting tea. They never stop. So a lot of people now don't talk today of different ways and means them. From a panelist them to people that we call how they feel see the system go able for work for make it deter people them for able to take advantage of the system because it's broken. We hope say then listen to waiting people that don't say naya. Go there back tomorrow. Oh, not forget saying one green salon we get. The salon we get today, now we people and left for we. Who's one? We go left for we picking them tomorrow. Which salon we want for left? Till we meet again tomorrow. Triple A say, ta-ta.